Hi, my name is Heather. Today is December 1st, 2020, and I'm making a video about my breast cancer experience. I'm HER2 positive. Today I get a tour of the chemo unit. Tomorrow I get the Metaport put in, and the day after that I get my first round of chemo. So today is the launch of my chemo trip, as I'm calling it. The reason why I'm making this video is because anecdotally, most women find their breast cancers by finding their own lump, which is consistent with my experience. However, I came from the generation that was strongly encouraged to examine our breasts monthly, to the point where I had this card hanging in my shower. It was like kind of reminded me of like the do not disturb cards that you get at the hotel, but it would hang on the shower head to remind you to examine your breasts once a month. And every single time I went to the OBGYN and they examine your breast for you, they give you a little tutorial on how to do it. And over the years, I'd actually felt models of what breast cancer feels like, either like in the lobby of the OBGYN, at a breast cancer awareness booth at like a state fair or something, or even in high school and college health classes. And this model, which frequently came with a model of a testicle as well, so that men would examine their testicles monthly and know what to look for. This model kind of reminded me of like that kid's toy called slime, but in pantyhose, and then there was like a BB or something inside it. So you're like pushing on this gross stuff and the shape of a testicle or the shape of a breast, and it was unpleasant. And then you find this BB in there, it was really gross. I'm doing this video today because all of those tutorials, all of those models that I felt did not prepare me for what I felt on August 29th of 2020. So for demonstrative demonstration purposes, I was on a horse farm. It was very hot this summer, and I was doing horse farm things, dealing with straw and hay and sawdust and bugs and sweat. And something was in my bra, like, I don't know, beetle could have flown in there, it could have been a piece of straw or whatever. And so it's actually really cold today, but I'm wearing this so I can demonstrate. I went like this to dig out whatever was in there, and I felt this huge lump. I mean, dude, well, since then it's been measured, it's at every bit of 5 centimeters. It felt like a hard boiled chicken egg without the shell. There was nothing like the little teeny tiny hard BB. It was kind of soft and dihugic, and it wasn't there that morning when I got dressed and took a shower and got dressed. So, but it was there by lunchtime. Um, so not thinking that it was cancer, I ran to the internet and went down a rabbit hole to try to figure out what it was. And that experience, that research, and all the research that I did since then made it really clear to me that I was dealing with some manifestation of menopause and to not panic. So in August of 2020, I was living on my parents' horse farm. My parents are elderly. My mother has Alzheimer's. Dad has macular degeneration. So I, was on the phone with my sister and waiting for us to switch places so that I could get back to North Carolina and deal with what I thought was menopause. So when I called the OBGYN to look at this, they said that they would see me in 30 days. And I did not say, no, I found a lump, I need to get in there right away. I did not go to urgent care because I was like, it's just a cyst that needs to be drained or something, no rush. Plus, well, aside from the fact that it was huge and it popped up like that, it hurt. And cancer typically doesn't hurt. Anyway, long story short, I got in to see the OBGYN, and I could kind of tell by her facial expression, the things that she wasn't saying, that she knew something that she wasn't saying. And I ended up going through a lot of tests, besides the mammogram and the ultrasound and then the biopsy and then another biopsy, because they kept coming up with It's just dense breast tissue, but everybody kind of knew what it really was. And what it really was is HER2 breast cancer. And whether it's positive or negative, it manifests with this huge, sudden, huge mass, not like a little teeny tiny thing that grows slowly. Like, next thing you know, there's something here. And I kind of can't really show you. I mean, aside from the fact that it's a little porn, but like you wouldn't be able to tell. It might look like if you were to look at it in real life, this one would look real, this one might look fake, but you can definitely feel it to the point where if I go like this, it kind of gets in the way of my arm, where this one doesn't. And part of that's just the solidness of the nature, and that's the way HER2 presents itself. So, the reason why I'm making this video is because if there's one woman out there that goes on a rabbit hole, finds this video, and gets herself into seeing a medical provider sooner rather than later, you might beat it. And, well, I'm stage 4. Would I have been stage 2 if I had told my OBGYN, no, I'm not waiting 30 days or gone to urgent care or, not waited? I don't know. Potentially. I just don't know. So aside from the fact that, decades of instructions and tutorials from very well-meaning breast cancer awareness education not helping me, and in fact, I feel comfortable saying that it was detrimental. The rabbit hole, I keep saying that, you know what I mean by a rabbit hole, right? Like one website leads to another, and you have to evaluate whether or not the source is legitimate or not. It doesn't matter. Like WebMD, menopause websites, breast cancer awareness websites, nothing, like nothing. There was nothing out there that indicated that this was anything other than a cyst that needed to be drained, or, well, the other option was they freeze it and then your body digests it, which that was equally as unpleasant. But that's what I thought I was in for. So the fact that I'm in an hour or two, I'm getting dressed and going on a tour of the chemo and then getting a port. So by this time tomorrow, I'll be a cyborg. So that's fun. But then hopefully it works out well. So in conclusion, please, I beg you, talk to the person that you're talking to on the phone and seriously consider getting in sooner rather than later. And if something pops up, all of a sudden, it's big and it's painful, there's it could always be a cyst, but it could also be something called HER2 cancer. And HER2 is very fast growing and very dangerous, and get to your medical provider. I may choose to update this as things go on. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a YouTube channel or not. And plus my equipment's really old. Video quality is not quite there, so I don't know if I'm going to bother, but hopefully this helps somebody. All right, peace and love, and stay healthy. And oh wow, I wanted to say, I think the coronavirus lockdown had a lot to do with the delay as well. So if something happens to me, we can say that, the internet, all those tutorials on breast cancer awareness and coronavirus really, really hurt me. All right, peace out. Love you all. Bye.